Leading the Nightline tonight, some breaking news. BARISAN NASIONAL and BAVARIA Nasional have emerged victorious in the Negeri Sembilan state election, capturing 25 of the 36 seats to secure a two-thirds super majority in the state assembly. And now we go live to our reporter Luqman Amin, who is on the ground with the details. Luqman, over to you.
Thank you, Cheryl. Now I am reporting from Wisma Persekutuan in Seremban, where the Election Commission is expected to hold a press conference shortly to announce the official results of the 2026 Negeri Sembilan state election. And earlier this evening at the Barisan Nasional Operations Centre, its chairman, Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, said that Barisan Nasional and Perikatan Nasional would hold a discussion in the near future to form the new Negeri Sembilan state government. And he said that the people's mandate must be translated into a stable, responsible and people-centered state administration that delivers on its commitments to the rakyat. And earlier, Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi also expressed his appreciation to voters, party machinery, volunteers and all those who contributed throughout the campaign period. And he said the mandate given by the people carries a great responsibility to form a stable state government and to deliver on the promises made to the people of Negeri Sembilan. And as for the official election results, we will bring you the latest updates across all TV Sarawak's platform as soon as they are announced by the Election Commission. And I am Luqman Amin reporting from Seremban. Back to you, Cheryl.
Thank you, Luqman, for the update. And now back to regional development. Sarawak is setting its sights on becoming Malaysia's Bavaria by 2030, positioning itself as the nation's leading engine of economic growth through technology, innovation and talent development. Premier Dato' Padi Tan Sri Abang Jory Junabeng says just as Bavaria powers Germany's economy, Sarawak aims to play a similar role in driving Malaysia's future prosperity.
Kalaulah di negara Jerman, saya selalu mutuk ada wilayah bernama Bavaria. BMW, teknologi semua datang dari Asia untuk ekonomi Jerman. Kalau Bavaria ya, dengan Jerman, biarlah Sarawak kepada Malaysia. Kita yang menjadi nadi pembangunan negara Malaysia. Dan saya yakin kita akan teruskan pembangunan di wilayah Betong. Makin wilayah juga dah. Karena banyak kawasan kita di Betong tu. Dan saya yakin Betong kalau sekarang dah berubah wajah, akan berubah lagi dalam masa 50 tahun lagi dari sudut pembangunan ekonomi dan sosialnya.
He adds that strategic investments in the oil and gas industry, renewable energy, the digital economy, space technology and free tertiary education will be key pillars in achieving that goal. Abang Johari reiterates that Sarawak government is also prioritizing talent development in science, technology, engineering and mathematics STEMs, including through the establishment of the Sarawak Science Centre to inspire the next generation of innovators. The centre is fast becoming a hub for young innovators, drawing nearly 3,000 visitors in just 2 days and boosting interest in STEM subjects. The overwhelming response reflects strong public support for the state's push to build a science and technology-driven future.
Sarawak is moving swiftly to unlock the potential of land returned under the Malaysia Agreement of 1963 or MA63, with plans to accelerate development, boost economic growth and improve livelihoods in border communities. Sarawak Premier says this strategic land, no longer required by the federal government, has now been officially handed back to Sarawak for development under the state's long-term plans.
Memang Datuk Amau tengah ada menghadiri mengenai dengan devolution dan tanah yang tidak digunakan lagi untuk diberi balik.
Ya, kita dah mendapat persetujuan melalui perbincangan kita. Mana-mana tanah milikan federal yang tidak dibangunkan dalam tempoh 5 tahun, melainkan mereka ada perancangan yang konkret, ia adalah dikembalikan kepada saya.
Speaking in Batang today, Abang Johari says the returned land falls under the Rajang Mid Highlands Development Agency with a 1.5 billion ringgit development plan already in place. The initiative includes rebuilding aging longhouses, upgrading road networks including farm roads and expanding the agriculture sector to unlock new economic opportunities. A committee led by the Rajang Mid Highlands Development Agency has completed the development blueprint to ensure the land is fully utilized for the benefit of local communities.
The Sarawak government is planning a single-ticket system integrating airborne flights with the Kuching Urban Transport System, or KUTS, to provide seamless travel for tourists. Premier Datuk Pati Tan Sri Abang Johari Dunabang says the proposed package will allow passengers to cover both airfare and autonomous rapid transit ART rides in a single purchase directly to their hotel destinations. He also assured that transit fares will remain affordable through government subsidies, aligning with initiatives to encourage commuters to choose mass transit over private vehicles. The proposed fare structure is currently being finalised ahead of the system's official rollout.
Dan saya telah mencadangkan satu pendekatan kerjasama di antara Air Borneo dengan KTS, di mana para pelancong boleh membeli satu pakej di mana harga fare Air Borneo dicampur dengan fare KTS ART sampai ke destinasi. Maknanya kalau mereka membelikan tiket, katakanlah dari Kuala Lumpur, dia akan membeli tiket 375 dan disambut pula campur lagi dengan KTS. Saya sih tahu berapa fare lah. Katakan X dollars, so X plus 375 hingga ke di hotel. Kerana kebanyakan hotel akan berdekatan dengan stesen kita.
The owner of a pet dog named Rocky has spoken out about begging a group of men to release her beloved pet before it was allegedly beaten and strangled to death in Port Klang. Police have since opened an investigation paper under Section 428 of the Penal Code for mischief by killing an animal following public outcry over the incident.
The incident began at 10:50 p.m. on Wednesday during an enforcement operation by the Klang Royal City Council (MBDK) following safety complaints regarding stray dogs in Teluk Gedong Indah. Animal welfare group Persatuan Haiwan Terbiar Malaysia alleges that a group of men struck Rocky several times with wood, placed him in a noose and dragged him to his death while 2 MBDK officers were present. Defending its personnel, MBDK stated that officers were exercising by law powers and claimed the owner acted aggressively while attempting to cut the noose and threatened self-harm, causing officers to release the equipment to avoid escalation before police arrive. Following public outcry, Bukit Bendera MP Sherlina Abdul Rashid condemned the killing and demanded accountability from all parties involved. This sentiment was echoed by Tengku Permaisuri of Selangor, Tengku Permaisuri Norashikin, who called on the federal government to review penalties under the Animal Welfare Act 2015 to ensure stricter enforcement against animal cruelty. Klang Selatan Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Lim Jit Hui then confirms that an investigation is underway and urged the public to stop circulating videos of the incident on social media to prevent unnecessary distress.
Israeli financial institutions has announced that it would cut correspondent banking ties with their Palestinian counterparts by October. The Palestinian Authority in the West Bank warns of a total economic collapse if this happens. Even now, its systems are already crumbling as Israel is withholding the West Bank's clearance revenues. RT correspondent Charlotte Dubensky with the story.
The warning from the Palestinian Authority is stark. Total economic collapse is imminent if Israel's financial institutions cut ties with its banks later this year. Now, the banks have already been caught in the middle of Israeli Finance Minister, this is Bezalel Smotrich's efforts to push the PA to the brink as he has been seeking to expand Israel's control over the West Bank. But the Palestinian economy was already holding on for dear life as Israel withholds taxes that it collects on behalf of the PA.
Without a doubt, this is the worst crisis in the history of the Palestinian people. Even during previous uprisings, there were no such restrictions on clearance revenues as there are today.
Now, these clearance revenues, frozen or withheld by Israel, are reported to be worth something like $4.6 billion. And under the terms of the 1994 Paris Protocol, this money is collected by Israel from taxes, from fees and customs duties on goods and merchandises that are imported into Palestine. These funds are believed to make up to 3/4 of the PA's overall budget. But Israel is no longer transferring the money over, accusing Ramallah of using it instead to encourage and support terrorism. Without that revenue, basic services in the West Bank are at risk.
This has been reflected in the medical services provided, as most employees are now working on a reduced schedule. This means that instead of working 5 shifts per week, the employee works only 2 or 3 shifts at most. Currently, the cardiac intensive care unit is closed, the neurosurgical intensive care unit is closed, and one of the daily surgical care departments is also closed.
As care is cut, patients are the ones feeling the brunt of Israeli policies.
They started telling me there are no medications, there are no nurses, and the doctors are on strike. If this situation continues and there is no medication within a week, then the operation will fail. It will not succeed. The operation will fail and the kidney will stop working.
That difficulty in obtaining the medicine needed is problematic across the board. Shelves are almost empty, with hospitals simply unable to pay, even if the potions and pills are available. Hospitals are now in the red with pharmaceutical companies.
We have debts owed to us by hospitals, and these debts accumulate day after day and continue to increase. Cut with SOAR 607. Their debts are around $1 billion.
The crunch has hit nurses and doctors too, many of whom it said haven't been paid a full salary for almost 3 years. The burden has become too much for some. So much so, some medical staff have gone on strike as clinics and hospitals can barely function under the weight of the mounting debts. They've demanded the PA find a solution. However, Nursing Director Jihad makes it clear he believes the real villain in this story is Israel.
The health sector has been affected by the measures of the occupation, due to the occupation's piracy. Not just the Palestine medical complex has been affected, the entire health sector in the country has been affected by this piracy.
This comes at a time when increasing illegal Israeli settler violence has seen a spike in injuries in the West Bank. Over 11,000 injuries as a result of these attacks since October 2023 have been recorded. Healthcare facilities and staff are also being targeted. Almost 1,000 attacks were documented during this period too. Financially, the West Bank's healthcare sector is on life support. Emotionally, its staff have flatlined. Charlotte Dubinsky for RT, near Ramallah in Palestine.
I'm Charlotte Manto. Thank you for watching and have a good night.